Hey, it's me again. Long time no talk. I'm at the park right now and I'm journaling, and I just felt really called to share what I've been writing. For context, I got these questions from a young adult community night at my church. We discussed these questions with other people, and I went home and I wanted to extra reflect on it because I didn't share for every single question. So I also encourage anyone watching this to reflect on these questions for yourself, and I will leave them in the description below. I'm actually going to start, I think there's about 6 questions in here. I'm going to start at the last 2 because that's when I started feeling called, okay, I really want to share this. So, what was it? Why do we think vulnerability brings so much fear? I'm going to read what I said and maybe go a little off script. I think vulnerability brings up a lot of fear for people because we struggle being honest with ourselves first. And maybe that stems from childhood for a lot of us. But if we can't be vulnerable with ourselves by ourselves, how can we be vulnerable with God and with others? It's not easy to face yourself, to reflect on and admit your wrongs, to put down your pride and admit that you're hurt, that you feel broken, to take off the mask and let the tears fall. For a lot of people, that's terrifying. It feels like weakness, like something's wrong with you if you're not okay. That's why it's so important to bring it and give it to God. He already knows what we're going to say before we say it. He wants to comfort us. We cannot hide from God, and there's no reason to. He does not condemn us. We might feel scared to open up to God and fear that we will get in trouble, that we're not good enough, that we're too far gone, but that is not the case. He wants relationship with us, and he offers his grace, his love, and forgiveness. And the closer you get with him, the less desire you'll have to do things that break his heart. And some others might also feel fear of vulnerability with God because of their righteousness and forget to admit that they need a savior. They might fear not being perfect. I want to go off script for a second. I feel like some people like to boast in their works and they think that works are getting them into heaven. But in reality, we need to face that no matter what we're doing for God, we are not perfect and we still need a savior. It might be hard to admit that you're not perfect, because then you're like, okay, I want to be perfect in front of God. But it's okay to open up about your brokenness, is what I'm trying to say. We're all broken, right? And back to what I was saying. So I feel like there's levels to it. It's first we gotta be vulnerable and honest with ourselves, because if we're not vulnerable and honest with ourselves, how are we gonna be vulnerable and honest to God, right? And it's okay, then once we get those 2 things in check, being okay, I've got it with myself, I can talk to it with God, but then talking to others, in the real world, seems absolutely terrifying. Here's what I have to say about that. As for vulnerability with others, such as peers, family, or friends, that could be the most terrifying of all. And that could be for good reason, maybe based on past experiences of opening up and being shut down, condemned, or misunderstood, feeling worse than if you were to ever open up at all. But it's important to seek out those safe spaces. They're out there. We aren't meant to do life alone, but with community. It can be scary being your full self when you put on a mask every day, but you're only as sick as your secrets, and shame goes to die in the light, is what I wrote. And I kind of ate with that because it's so real. We cannot let our hearts get hard because of past experience. The past is in the past, baby. If you don't have a safe space, if you don't have friends that you feel safe to open up with around, maybe you need to find new friends. And I'm saying they're out there. Trust me, you have to seek out the places. We can think that, oh, we're good, only I can help myself, and then maybe if you let God in with you too, you're okay, I got that. And God is the most important. But you grow faster. What's that quote about flowers? Like, flowers that grow together grow faster. It's true. When you have that flourishing, reciprocal relationship with people who want to boost you up, who want to listen, who will listen to you vent about the same things over and over and over again, and just be there for you, be a shoulder to cry on, and just, you know, have someone to share your story with, you can grow a lot there. Because like I said, if you're these quotes that I ended with, I feel like are really, there's a lot of depth to them. You're only as sick as your secrets. If you're keeping secrets about yourself, like you're like, if I'm taking this to the grave, I can't tell anyone about this. That is shame speaking right there. You are living in shame. You feel shame about that. But we are not called to feel shame. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? We're just not, because if God forgives us, we can forgive ourselves, right? And that's a walk, and that's something to wrestle with, and it's easier said than done. 100%, trust me, been there. I'll probably open up about that eventually on this channel, because I'm vulnerable. I don't know why I said it like that. But, and shame goes to die in the light. It literally does. Shame, if you feel shame about something and you don't want to speak about it, ever notice when you finally speak about it, you feel like a weight is off your shoulders? That thing that had power over you, that shame, whatever you didn't want to admit, was keeping you from speaking it. And then when you speak it, it gives it less power over you. You know what I'm saying? It goes to die in the light. You know what I'm saying? Okay, moving on. That's what I have to say about that. Okay. I literally had no intention on recording a YouTube video today. Like, I've been in like a content, what's it called? Like brain block, like writer's block, but like this block, you know, a video recording block. And so forgive me if this is just like a little rough on the edges. I'm trying to make it smooth, like I'm just talking to a friend, but I'm reading out of a notebook because I don't want to miss what I wrote in the notebook, you know? Okay, moving on. Enough explaining, Kaylin. Next question was, how can we create spaces where honesty is normal and not awkward? What I have to say about that is by first being the change you want to see. Do it first, and if you're scared, do it scared. You are a permission slip. Did I just say permission weird? You are a permission slip for others to feel that they can do the same. Like, if you share something vulnerable, someone who's listening to you in conversation with you might think, okay, if they can share that, then maybe I can share what I've been going through. You know what I'm saying? Vulnerability is how we connect to people's hearts. Everyone has something in their lives that they want to keep in the closet. Some darkness, some trauma. Everyone has something. And we have a lot more shared experiences than we might think. Like, we are all connected. We are all one. If we don't share with others honestly and vulnerably, what are we here for? What are we here for? To make all these surface level connections? We cannot flourish there. Our souls will die in that. We deserve to be our fullest expressions of ourselves. We deserve to be seen for all of who we are. And woe to those who judge. Period. Point blank period. No extra explanation. If you want to be in spaces that are more vulnerable and honest, you do it first. You can do it. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to the beginning of the discussion, because if people don't watch my full video, I want them to listen to that part the most. Why do you think loneliness is so common for young adults, especially in a super connected world? Super connected, right? Because this is the generation that grew up with cell phones. We have so many social media outlets. We can literally call each other with a few buttons, email someone. We don't have to mail letters anymore, you know? I'm saying anymore like I was alive doing that. No. So, that might mean we should be really connected to each other, right? But we're not. Here's what I said. I restated the question, and I said, because it's mostly superficial. Meaning, people don't actually care when they ask, how are you? A lot of us are selfish. I'm sorry. I'm just like reading, like, a lot of us are selfish. Like, okay. But we are. And we put our needs first above, interchangeable, above God and others. See, I was having a conversation with someone recently, and they were like, I need to put myself first, and then, well, they just said myself first. We didn't place the 3, but in church, I was hearing it, I don't want to say the word should, because that's like, you should do this. It wasn't like that, but it was like, we put God first, then others, then ourselves. And I resonate with that. And maybe you don't. Maybe you think I should put myself first over others and over God, because you don't listen to God's word. But you will find I feel like that's another topic, but I just feel like, short explanation, I feel like you will find that, like, I just feel like it's so ingrained in our society to put yourself first. And, like, obvious, like, I'm not saying, like, don't care about yourself, don't care about your feelings above other people's feelings, but I'm just saying, when you are really serving others, that is serving yourself. Like, being generous towards others brings you so much more joy than just doing things for yourself. And, like, yes, still do the things for yourself. Like, you're still on the list. You're third on the list, but you're still there. Like, there's still, like, all of it should be a lot of devotion and dedication. But I think serving others is going to bring us the most fulfillment and joy. And it's, like, it's helping others. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know if that was a good explanation or if, but I'm not going to second guess it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. And I don't mean to sound rude when I say that either. Sometimes I, like, don't realize, like, the tone, like, especially if you don't really know me, like, my tone can be, like, very, like, bratty maybe, but I swear I'm not. It's just, like, my sense of, like, sarcasm and humor or whatever. Okay. So, I said, we're so focused on ourselves that we miss constant opportunities to connect, and the phones make it 10 times worse. Because it is so normalized to have our phones on us 24/7, during a hangout, waiting in line, at the dinner table. Boredom is no longer a thing. Small talk is the norm. What happened to being bored? You can't be bored anymore. Like, people say they're bored, but, like, you're stimulating yourself. It's because we're so used to constant stimulation in the shorts and the reels and the TikToks. Like, literally, it's constant stimulation that, like, when you don't have that, which you have easy access to all the time, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? But, like, if y'all just, like, take a step back, and I don't mean I'm not preaching at, like, I'm not talking at you, I'm also speaking to myself, because I have been there. And guys, I'm making so much progress, glad to say it. We'll do a video at the end of the summer. I'm taking a social media break for like 4 months, and I'm like 2 weeks in right now. But, like, boredom, like, I'm trying not to go on a rampage, but, like, I'm just here to say, like, I feel like staring at a wall isn't boring. Like, it's not. Like, if we prioritize mindfulness, like meditation, we would be so much more healthier. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be bored when you're meditating. You know what I'm saying? You're just meditating. Like, just, maybe I'll do a video on meditation. I don't know. I'm not the best, like, person to speak about that. But it's just observing your thoughts. Like, just sit there. Like, you can't be bored. Like, you have so many thoughts. Like, just figure out what's going on. Figure out why you're freaking out. I don't know. Okay, anyways, that was a little off topic, but I feel like I noticed when I intentionally was trying to not be on my phone much, and I wouldn't bring my phone to the dinner table, or I would put it away for a whole, like, hang out with friends, or, like I said in here, waiting in line, like at a grocery store or something, Like, you just realize when you do it for yourself and then you look around at others and see how much we're on our phones. Like, genuinely, when I did this, I was terrified, and I used to not notice because I was also the one looking down at my phone. It's terrifying that we can't sit at a restaurant for dinner without phones on the table, without checking notifications, without waiting for your food and it's taking forever, and then you're just like doom scrolling. It's scary. It really is. Okay, I feel like I might be getting into like a different topic, and I'm doing a video on that for sure. So I don't know, I keep cutting myself off because I'm worried, because this video was not supposed to be long. It was supposed to be really short. Moving on. Sorry. Do you ever feel pressure to appear more successful, attractive, spiritual, or happy online? Clocked me. I said, I have dealt with pressure to appear more successful, attractive, spiritual, and happy online. Social media is basically a highlight reel and a competition. I have subconsciously become accustomed to compare myself to others, to either put myself up or down. I have a desire to be liked, to be admired, and found attractive. In recent years, I found myself wanting to share vulnerable parts of my story, my feelings, and my weirdness to become more real and relatable online, and also to be seen. Social media is a gateway to unlimited validation in likes, comments, algorithms, and I recognize that. I am working towards needing only one source of validation, which is God. So, a little bit of dissection in this, because that's a vulnerable thing to share, you know? Lots of people don't want to admit, and I'm not gonna admit, lots of people don't want to admit it, but I'm gonna admit it because I'm special. No, that's not what I'm saying. Okay, maybe no one was thinking that. Sometimes I like judge myself before other people can judge me, so working on that as well. Okay, my back is kind of hurting from sitting on my stomach for this long, so bear with me. Okay. I feel like social media is a huge pressure to feel all of the things you want to. Okay, I'll go one by one. More successful. A lot of people are, posting what they graduated for, what kind of careers they're in, how much money they're making by showing off, maybe a car or something. I don't know. I feel like there's a pressure because you want to post like the best of what you have and the best of what you're done. And no, I'm not saying don't share your accomplishments. Like, yes, period. But it's just asking, do you feel pressure? Because it's almost like, I'm going to speak for myself. Like, sometimes I'll feel, okay, I don't really know if I resonate with the successful part, because I don't really, I define success. Like to the books, like, I wouldn't be a successful person, like, I did community college, like, I don't have a career, and I mean, I have a career, but it's just like, and it's, so for me, but I mean, I guess I felt pressure to feel successful when I posted my yoga teacher training. I guess, maybe. I hope I'm not making it up that I felt this way, because I mean, I think it's just subconscious, because obviously I want to post it because I got a photo shoot done for it, and I'm like, hey guys, I'm a yoga teacher, I'm gonna start teaching. Did I do that? No, but am I going to? Yes. A year later, yes. Yeah, I want to seem like I'm successful, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to seem like a bum. I don't know. Okay, attractive, yes. Oh my gosh, it's everywhere on social media. Everyone's face tuning, photoshopping, filters, getting the best angles. Do I use Photoshop or Facetune? No. But have I, when I'm taking pictures, you can do things with your body to pose in a certain way to make different features stand out, And you should see me with my Instagram posts. Literally, I will take hundreds and hundreds of pictures, and I will maybe 5 of them. It's I'm trying to get the most perfect picture of myself, the one that I feel about. I get terrified. I used to actually hate when people would post a group photo with me in it, and I didn't I looked weird or stupid in it. I was I thought I was dying. I was oh my god, I don't think I ever told anyone to delete it. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe I did back in the day. but like that would like genuinely hurt my ego so bad. But now I don't care. I'm like, post whatever picture of me, like I don't care. But yeah, for my personal Instagram, I'm definitely a perfectionist. I want to seem attractive to other people, you know what I'm saying? Spiritual, have I pressure to appear more spiritual or shizzle? I don't know why I just said that. For sure. Like, I used to be posting so much spiritual stuff. I don't even know if I really did OD, but like when I was first getting into spirituality, I would like post like, oh, I'm doing like moon water, look at how spiritual I am, like look at how connected I am. Like, I don't know. And it's hard to find the balance of like, okay, I'm sharing this because of my love and my joy for it, and I want others to like share that love and joy in it, and just like look at me, look at what I'm doing, like I'm more spiritual than you. Like, I don't know, I think there's a line there. And now, since I've gone away from general spirituality to more of a Christian based faith, I haven't posted too much about it, and I get weary about it because I don't know. And I've reflected on this question of like, do I, like, when I become more outwardly spoken in my faith, like, am I gonna, like, I just want to really always keep in check with myself and like make sure I'm not doing it from like a look at me, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always just want to like point it to like glorify God and be like, look at what he did, you know what I'm saying? And I also struggle because I'm gonna get baptized soon, and I'm like like old me, like me inside, like what I've always been used to, like I want to post that. I don't think there's anything wrong with posting it. I think, you know, I think it could be a really beautiful post, but I just want to make sure I'm not doing it for like validation of others, like you know what I'm saying? Like, look at how Christian I am, look at how, you know, but like genuinely I'm like really excited. Like, I'm so excited about it. But I've been thinking like, should I post it? Or like baptism is like for an outward expression of your faith, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like supposed to be like a public, it's a public thing, it's a public declaration. So there's that aspect. Okay, and then, ever feel pressure to feel more happy online? Yes. I mean, yeah, like when I was going through really tough things, I would post a picture of myself smiling. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, everyone, we all deal with things mentally, but are we posting about it all? No, probably not. But honestly, me, I do take a little bit of pride. I do think I'm pretty good with being vulnerable online, like trying to show the realness, but I don't show all of it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I probably seem more happy, like at certain points in my life, I probably seemed a lot more happy than I actually was. But now I think I could say, I mean, nobody knows what's really going on with my life because I'm not posting, but I would post about things I was struggling with. So yeah, I don't know. Did that answer your question? No one's asking me these questions. Okay. Oh, this is a good one, and I would encourage other people to reflect on this too. And I'm not proud of my response, but it's real. How does comparison affect your ability to celebrate your friends? I used to struggle with this a lot, but I would say I have improved a lot on this. And how did it affect it? How did it affect me? I'll tell you. Comparison can affect my ability to celebrate my friends in genuinity, like being genuine. First off, comparison is the thief of joy. I'm sure we've all heard that. Let me dissect that really quickly. Comparison is the thief of joy. Okay. Maybe no one needs an explanation on this, but I just don't want to say the quote and just leave it there. Like, comparison is the thief of joy because literally, like, I see it all the time. I literally remember pointing it out the one day. I'll use an example. Me, my mom, and my aunt went to this tulip farm, and we were doing a painting class at the tulip farm, painting tulips. Wow, how many times have I said tulip? And she was painting, And then when she looks at my aunts, was a way better painter than us, you know, what's the word? Because that's not like factual, you know, like it's our opinion. We think she's better than us, but like art is the word conceptual? I don't know. Art is so unique. So, but like we saw hers and we were like, whoa. And then that took away from my mom's joy of finding pride in her painting. If she never saw anyone else's painting, she could probably take more pride in her painting. Literally just automatically comparing it to someone else's, like, decreased her value because she looked at someone else's. And that's so applicable to literally everything. Oh, I have this pink pen. Oh, my friend has this pink bedazzled pen. All of a sudden, I feel bad about my pink pen now because it doesn't have jewels on it, and I feel like it's worse. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Maybe that was like a kindergarten lesson. Maybe everyone knew that. But, okay, so I said, if I'm comparing my experience, my progress, or my materials to another, I feel like mine is less than. And I feel like mine is less than. That sparks a negative emotion, like envy or jealousy. When I am feeling that, how can I possibly feel genuinely excited and happy in my heart? Sure, I can say that I am, but deep down, there can be a seed of resentment. And do I feel this today? No. But have I? For sure, 100%. You can see it in my words. Like, that's real. Like, I could literally, like, compare my progress, like, my healing progress with something. And then if someone else is on their own healing journey with something, and I feel like they're progressively, like, doing all these things and, like, being so happy, and then I'm like, wait, I'm struggling. My timeline is a little slower. And then I'm like, then I feel jealous. Then I'm like, I want what they have. I'm trying to remember that. Ooh, I remember one of my mentors said something about jealousy. It's not coming to mind though right now.
We're only in relationship with ourselves, and everyone else is just the mirror. When we feel jealous of someone else, it's because we see what they have and we don't feel worthy of it. But if we know that we're worthy and we see someone else have it, that ends up being permission. That's a permission slip. That's like, oh shoot, that's how they did it. I know I'm worthy of it. I'm gonna go get it myself. I don't have to feel jealous. Jealousy is a very good human emotion because it allows us to see where we feel worth and then how we can build that worth.
I can't help, like, when I was in this mindset, like, I couldn't help but feel, like, envy and jealousy are natural human emotions, right? And so I'm like, I would, like, obviously I didn't want to, like, not be happy for my friends, but, like, it automatically, when you're comparing yourself, your experience, your whatever, to someone else's, and you feel like yours is worse, sometimes it's you don't think it's a problem when you're on the other end of that and you're like, wow, I have so much more than my friends, so I'm better than my friends, so I don't ever have to worry about being in competition with them. And sometimes that's like really bad for the ego, really not how you should view friendships. But when you're on the opposite end of that, it was like so hard for me to genuinely feel happy about someone else's accomplishments if I was comparing it to my own, you know, and being like, oh, well, I don't have that. So, you know, it's really comparison. Jealousy is a disease. Get well soon. Denial is an Egypt in a river. Denial does not go with jealousy. Anyways, moving on to the next. Okay, who's listening still? Who's still here? Read Acts 2:42 through 47. I'm gonna read it to you real quick. It says, "They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved." Amen. So What stands out about how the early church did community? I said, what stands out to me is their devotion. It says that every day they continued to meet together in the temple courts, verse 46. They didn't have much property or possessions because they gave it all away. They did life together. They shared meals together and kept God at the center of all that they did. Church wasn't just on Sundays for them. It was all day, every day, praising and glorifying Him, like in everything that they did. I'm like, wow, we do not see that nowadays. Okay, that kind of goes into the next question, so I'm not gonna, but yeah, that devotion of just like being together, like they probably like lived in, what are they called, like communes? They lived in community, like they probably lived like all close by, sharing meals every night. Like I think it's so important to sit and eat meals with family. And I realized that growing up, like I really did not do that. Like we had a counter, not a table, and most of the time we were not eating at the same time all together. So, and now my parents live in Florida and I live in Buffalo, where I was raised. And it makes me sad that I don't get family dinners anymore, but I'm very grateful to have families that I work for that invite me in on their family dinners, and friends, like literally my friends inviting me to their, I think I kind of invited myself to their, okay Scooter, to their family's Thanksgiving. Like that is just like so meaningful. Like sharing a meal with someone is just so like, it's intimate, especially when it's like homemade. It's like you put love into your food. Like giving someone food that you made is an act of love, and just like sharing a meal and like having that time to talk, you know, if you don't have your phones at the table, it's really great. And church was not just on a Sunday. It said they met every single day. That is devotion. In our world today, we can't really do that with like work and how our society has played it out. So it's inspiring, it's motivating, because it is possible. You could make the time. Yeah. Okay, next question. Which of these practices are hardest to live out today? And you know, I was debating with like, meeting every day, or is it, I quoted, they sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need, verse 45. I chose that because in our modern world, the price of living is extremely high. A lot of us hold on to our money for a sense of safety and security. If our property and possessions were taken away from us, most of us would spiral and panic. But I remember when Jesus told his disciples, not at the point where I can quote scripture yet, but I can remember things in scripture, when Jesus told his disciples to leave and bring nothing with them, for they had to put their trust in him that they would lack nothing and the Lord would provide for them. Jesus also emphasized the importance of not treasuring material things. But that message seems to be lost in our society today with all the overproduction, overconsumption, and greed has taken over many. And that's what I ended on. I'm just like, that's the hardest for us in today's society to live out. I don't think a lot of us would be willing to sell our property or our possessions to give to those in need. A lot of us, okay, I won't say us, a lot of people, because I like to say us a lot because I like to be included, but I'm not one of these people. But a lot of people look at like homeless people and they stereotype them based on the few homeless people that will take cash money for drugs, and so they just won't give any homeless people anything whenever they see them because they just think, oh, then we're gonna use it for drugs. But like, how often are we helping those in need? Like, when I went to New York City, okay, you're not supposed to boast about what you do for others, but there was a lot of homeless people in New York City, and I felt grateful that I could actually provide them with like food and water, so that was great. But yeah, like, how often are we doing that when we see homeless people? It literally breaks my heart when I pass a homeless person and I have nothing to offer. Like, oh my gosh, I don't have cash and I don't have anything right now. But even just like, this is more than just like, okay, homeless people on the street, but like people in need, I mean, there's an abundance of like people in need, you know what I'm saying? So many people. But like, are you donating your clothes? You know what I'm saying? When you're done with them, you know what I'm saying? Soup kitchens. I don't know. There's so many volunteering and opportunities out there. And how much are we giving back to people? You know what I'm saying? And I actually, when I was reading this, I was like, wait, like, that's gonna be me one day, because I really want to do van life. So I will have no property. I'll technically be homeless. I mean, the van will be my home, but like, and then I'm not gonna be able to take many material possessions with me because I'm gonna be in a van. So I'm excited to live that life. That's gonna be exciting. Anyways, yeah, that's what I said. Okay. So, and then the last two questions I did first, but I didn't write this question in my notebook, but I'll just mention it for anyone else who wants to reflect on this for themselves. But one of the questions were, when was the last time that someone asked you a question that went deeper than how are you? Think about that. The only reason I didn't write it is because I'm glad to say that today I have a lot of deep connected friendships where we do have deep conversations often, and I am able to share how I am doing really, instead of just saying, you know, good, you know, the usual. So yeah, start asking your friends, how are you doing really? What's really going on, you know? And yeah, okay, so was not gonna do a YouTube video today, but I'm hoping, because I'm not even gonna be like, what's it called, not marketing, but like advertising, like is it market? I think it is marketing and advertising. If you like, if I post a YouTube video and then I'll post on my like Snapchat or Instagram, like, hey, go check out my YouTube video. Like, I can't do that because I don't have the social media apps and I'm not re-downloading them for a while. So this is just gonna be, whoever's gonna see this is gonna see this. I know a few people I know are my subscribers, but I'm hoping that this does speak to some people. So yeah, that is my prayer for you. And yeah, questions will be in the comments below if you want to do your own journaling exercise, and also feel free to comment in a response to any of the questions or any of your thoughts on my thoughts, or yeah, share something vulnerable. I don't know. It's a safe space. So yeah, everyone, have a blessed day, and I will see you soon, hopefully. Love ya.